Hey guys, it's Andrea from VW Family Farm, and today I needed to do a little job. It's kind of a dirty little job, I guess you'd say, and I wanted to bring you guys along and show you because I thought some of you might be interested in this and might want to make it for yourself. And stay tuned to the end of this video for a surprise cute little ending. But let's get started. Okay, so today I'm gonna be making deodorant. It's a stinky topic. BO, underarms, all those things, armpits. But we all have to deal with it. If you work on a farm, or if you do a lot of manual labor at your job, you might smell. Let's just say a few years ago when I started trying to get away from commercial deodorants, which in especially women's case are full of aluminum most of the time, which has been shown to not be healthy for women, because think how close your underarms are to your breast tissue, which has been shown aluminum in breast cancer, which is not something I even want to take a chance at. I have a family history of breast cancer, so I try to be as healthy as possible with the health and beauty products that I use. We started, and there are people out there that only use baking soda, and if you're one of those people that can do that, that's great. That's a simple deodorant, put a few drops of essential oil in it, and just use baking soda alone. However, not everyone can do that. So a lot of people are sensitive to baking soda, and I quickly found out I am. It will cause me to break out in a rash. Now, I'm not allergic to it. There is some baking soda in this recipe, but I cannot use just straight baking soda, and I cannot use a recipe that is very, very heavy on baking soda. So this is, I told you before that I follow Wardy at Traditional Cooking School. If you do not, you should. She's awesome. She's so full of knowledge. This is her recipe, and you can take this basic recipe and kind of tweak it to things that you like, or ingredients in this that you don't like or don't have on hand. Just change it up a little bit. There's no exact science. So let's get started. Here's the few ingredients it takes, and this is literally going to take me minutes for this to come together. You need coconut oil, the best quality you have. You need beeswax. Now we have bees, so this is literally just a big chunk of beeswax. I'm only going to use like a tablespoon and a half of this. It calls for grated beeswax. I'm just going to take a little bitty chunk of this beeswax and use that. Use whatever you have, but if you're buying it, you can buy beeswax beads. That'd probably be your best bet. This is bentonite clay powder. Now this is like the secret ingredient of this recipe. This is very healing. This is going to be really good for you. It's going to help you to not get that rash that deodorant sometimes will give you. I'm going to use baking soda, but it's not going to be a whole lot of that. I'm going to use arrowroot powder, and then I'm going to use lemongrass essential oil and tea tree essential oil. And if you're interested in essential oils, I have a link down in the description of this video. I actually use Young Living essential oils, and the reason, I'll tell you real quick, that I use Young Living, their slogan is called Seed to Seal. They're the only essential oil company that's in control of their product from the seed to when they seal the bottle. That's why it says that. So this is actually not Young Living. I have some lemongrass on the way from Young Living, but I don't have it today, so I'm using a different company. But the only one I feel comfortable endorsing is Young Living, because even some of the other major companies do a certain amount of just rebottling someone else's product, and Young Living does not do that. And if I'm gonna put these on my family or even potentially ingest them, I want to know that that company knows exactly where they came from and it has been in control of it. That's just my little pitch for them. That's why I use it. I don't sell it per se. I just signed up to do Young Living because I wanted to buy it at the best price possible. So if you're interested, hit me up down below. I'll answer any questions I can. And then the next thing you need is some little deodorant containers. I bought these. We just reuse them over and over. You can also put this in a little jelly jar or something like that and just have a little stick, or just use your finger and just get a little scoop that way if you want. It's a little more messy, but you can certainly do that. So let's get going. Okay, so I've got my 1 1/3 cup coconut oil in here and a 1.5 tablespoons of beeswax. Now, I just cut off a small little chunk of beeswax off that chunk I had, but the actual measurement, if you're using the beads, is 1.5 tablespoons. The reason I have it in this jar is because this is not a good canning jar. This is more like a spaghetti sauce jar, because when you melt something for health and beauty products like beeswax, it kind of coats the jar, pan, whatever you melt it in, and I did not want beeswax coating the inside of one of my saucepans. So I'm just going to stick this now down in some water, and I'm just trying to get that to melt so the beeswax and the coconut oil kind of come together. That's all I'm going for. I'm not trying to get to a certain temperature or anything like that. So once those melt and you don't see traces of the beeswax anymore that's individual, you're good to go. And you'll just take that out of that pan, let that start cooling off to a pudding-like consistency. You can even put that in the fridge to speed that up. Just stir it every 5 minutes or so, because you want those to stay incorporated. And then I'm gonna get that melted, and I'll be back with you and show you what else we're gonna add. Okay, so it all got melted, and as you can see, they've come together. It just looks like melted oil. So now you're gonna let this cool for a few minutes. You can stick it in the fridge to speed it up, or if you're not in a hurry, just go do something else and let this cool for a little while. It's gonna thicken back up, and when it does, they're not gonna separate back out. But just stir it every 5 minutes or so, if you put it in the fridge especially. And then when it gets to like a thick pudding-like consistency, you're ready to move on. So just keep an eye on it. Okay guys, let's finish this up. So I've cooled this down, but it has not started getting really thick yet. It's not as liquidy as it was. But ideally, you probably want to get it a little cooler than this, where it's going to start getting kind of cloudy as it cools. But just being real, I'm in a hurry today, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. This recipe is fairly forgiving, so I don't think it's going to matter. So let's get this finished. You need 1/4 cup of baking soda. I'm just going to dump that right in the jar. You need 3/4 cup of arrowroot powder. And this is getting messy. That's okay. Okay, I got smart right here when I'm about done. Got a funnel. Okay, so that's my 3/4 cup arrowroot. And then I need 2 tablespoons of this bentonite clay. And that's what's going to give it a little bit of a gray color. That's okay, that's from the clay. Then I need 25 drops of tea tree. Okay, and 5 drops of lemongrass. All right, I'm going to take this funnel off. Okay, so you're just going to stir all that up together. Just get it stirred up really good. It's going to have a gray color, or it just depends on what color your clay is, really. That's the color it's going to take on. Mine's gray. Okay, so I just stirred it all up together. Now I'm going to fill these tubes up, and this is still runny enough that I'm just going to pour it in there. If yours has gotten a little thicker, you may have to spoon it in at this point. So just depending on how cool your oil's got. Now, if we're not ready for these when I get them all made, I store these in the fridge just because it keeps them nice and cool and hard. And then when we're ready for them, I just stick them up on one of my shelves on my door, just up out of the way. And so I've got a little left over, and I don't have another tube. So I'm just gonna put that in a little jar. And that's all there is to it, guys. This will harden up, and It feels really nice. It doesn't break you out. So this is a good quality alternative. It's aluminum free. It's free of harsh chemicals and things like that. It's really actually good for you. So give this a try. And I'm gonna leave you with a little clip of what happened this morning. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this recipe, let me know. Leave it down in the comments. I'll try to answer them, because lo and behold, I always forget to tell you something important. But I've tried this time to give you all the important information. But if I didn't, let me know. We love you guys and we appreciate you watching, and God bless, and check out this clip. So we just came out to feed and we've got a new baby. Emily showed you this on yesterday's video, the 5 reasons we homestead, that we were waiting on a baby, and it's here. So let's go see it. Now normally I wouldn't walk up to just any cow I don't know and trust really well when she's just had a calf, because they can get you, but I think this will be okay. This is one of my milk cows. I say that and she'll probably run right over me, but
she's the nicest cow ever.
We're gonna give it a try.
Hey, Baba. Hey, Baba Boo.
We don't surround her and scare her. I'm gonna check to see if it's a bull or a heifer.
What are you?
It's a bull.
You're so cute.
It is cute. So I feel really successful. I actually AI'd this cow, and I'm new to learning to AI. I've been successful twice. This is time number 2. So I really feel successful that Ben and I pulled this off, and this is a really good calf. You can get a really good calf by AIing, because you can buy the straw to AI them with a lot cheaper than you can get a really expensive bull. We do have a bull, but sometimes, like especially my milk cows, will AI to get a really good quality jersey or just whatever we're looking for at the time. It's a good mama. You done good. You done good, girl. You done good.
Mom, can take a picture. Emily.
Oh, it's gonna get up.
Oh,
it's tired.
You have little white spots around your eye. Yeah.
Yesterday, like an hour before dark, the kids and I decided to go ahead and just get the cows moved over here where we could start feeding them hay over here and get them in our rotational grazing pasture that we've been setting up. So Emily's gonna pan around there. As you can see, we've got a ton of cows over here right now.
What?
We gotta get to work.
Say bye.
Bye.